Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Beginning next Monday, a busy intersection and roundabout in Wenatchee will close to finish a stormwater improvement project. North Central Washington Libraries, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, North Central Washington Equity Alliance, and Our Valley, Our Future are all teaming up to offer free mediation classes. Expect another nice day on Saturday before our weather turns very fall-like Sunday right through next week. One person was hospitalized and 3 cars were totaled in a 5-car accident last night on Highway 28 in East Wenatchee. According to the Washington State Patrol, just after 7:30, a 2008 Dodge Caliber driven by 28-year-old Amy E. Lopez of Waterville was traveling eastbound when she attempted to pass 3 cars that were stopped in a construction zone. The Caliber sideswiped 1 car, collided with a semi-truck that was traveling westbound, and then rear-ended another eastbound pickup. That truck subsequently struck a 5th auto. Lopez was transported to Confluence Health with undisclosed injuries. Troopers say she faces possible charges of driving while intoxicated. A Wenatchee man is accused of illegally carrying a firearm in a restaurant while his companion harassed their server. Police on Thursday arrested 63-year-old Kenneth Stanley Berry over an incident on August 6th in which his concealed handgun allegedly fell out of his pocket and onto the concrete patio while dining at Pybus Public Market. Police say Berry and his male friend visited the restaurant twice more, including Thursday, when the friend allegedly showed the female server his own handgun and asked if she wanted him to kill her husband for her. Berry has a past felony conviction and no concealed weapon license. His companion could face a criminal charge for allegedly brandishing a firearm. Firefighters today quickly controlled a small wildfire that broke out on the eastern shoulder of Rocky Reach Dam. The fire got its start just before 12:30 this afternoon, burning in sage and brush below a string of power lines near the paved bike trail. Fire crews had the blaze encircled and under control in about a half hour. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. A heads up tonight that beginning next Monday, the intersection of Western and Springwater Avenues in Wenatchee will close to finish a stormwater improvement project. The intersection will be closed until the following Monday, October 2nd, and during which concrete and asphalt will be placed, and the city says the contractor will aim to keep northbound traffic open. Southbound traffic and traffic coming west on Springwater will be detoured, and access to Springwater west of the intersection will be detoured to 5th Street and Woodward Drive. On Monday, October 2nd, the intersection will be completely closed in all directions from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The closure will begin at 7 a.m. on Monday, September 25th. Salmon could one day swim again above Grand Coulee Dam under a historic agreement to fully fund tribal reintroduction plans using federal money. The Biden administration says it will spend more than $200 million on the effort over the next 20 years, financing the efforts of a 5-tribe coalition that includes the Colville Federation. Native salmon have been extinct in the Upper Columbia since the building of Grand Coulee and Chief Joseph Dam. The funding to restore them will come through the Bonneville Power Administration and the Department of the Interior. In a statement, Colville Council Chair Jared Michael Erickson said, quote, "The Colville tribes look forward to our children celebrating a ceremony of joy when salmon are permanently restored to their ancestral waters." When we come back, we will update you on the Wenatchee Valley firefighter Brandon Kunz, who swam Lake Chelan to raise money for a young child. And North Central Washington Tech Alliance is starting a new chapter with a new executive director. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands, over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale, now only at Click It RV. 5 superstore locations. Hurry in today.
As the sun sets on another hot summer, let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa winterize and close your pool. Closing your swimming pool is the most important service to get right. Letting the professionals from Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa close your pool will ensure that you won't cost yourself thousands of dollars in damage next year. Want to save a little money? Consider dropping the water level yourself and save. Don't wait. Blue Lagoon's pool closing schedule is filling up quickly. Call today.
North Central Washington Libraries, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, North Central Washington Equity Alliance, and Our Valley, Our Future are teaming up to offer free mediation classes. The 6-week Curious Conversation series will begin next Thursday, September 28th, and will teach the principles and skills of mediation and restorative practices. Participants will study conflict dynamics and styles, listening and communication skills, and how to practice conflict resolution skills for de-escalation and peaceful communication. Those interested can sign up for the whole series on the NCW Library's website or drop in when able, though attendance at each session is encouraged. All courses will be held at the Wenatchee Public Library from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Wenatchee Valley firefighter Captain Brandon Kunz completed his solo swim of Lake Chelan in non-consecutive increments. His 5-day swim brought about hypothermia, high waves, and exhaustion, but Kunz finished strong on Tuesday evening. Kunz swam Lake Chelan as part of a fundraiser for Seattle Children's Hospital. It's in memory of baby Jacqueline Grace Parker, who passed away 2 days after being born due to heart development issues. The fundraiser will remain open through the month of October. Those interested in donating can do so at the link in the full story on our website. North Central Washington Tech Alliance is starting a new chapter. Jenny Rojanestian will step down from her executive role to take a part-time position spearheading the Alliance's entrepreneurial programs, including the annual Flywheel Investment Conference. Taking her place in the new role of Chief Executive Officer will be Dr. Sue Kane, Director of STEM Initiatives and Strategic Partnerships at the North Central Educational Service District, effective October 16th. An Innovator Awards luncheon is scheduled on November 8th at the Wenatchee Convention Center, where both Jenny's time at the organization and Dr. Kane's addition to the team will be celebrated. Tickets can be purchased through the NCW Tech Alliance's website. Coming up next, we will tell you what to expect at this year's Wenatchee River Salmon Festival in tonight's feature story. Another nice day on tap for us again tomorrow before our weather turns cooler and wetter by the end of this weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Hi everybody, Dan Kunz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
The Wenatchee River Salmon Festival has been an annual staple at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery for 30 years. But last year, construction at the hatchery has sent the festival to the green parks of Rocky Reach Dam. This weekend marks the festival's second time at Rocky Reach. In tonight's featured story, organizers filled in NCWLIFE's Dan Kunz on what to expect at the event, which runs through Saturday.
So from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., we're inviting the community out to join us for outdoor experiential learning. We've got a Native American village where the community can immerse themselves in the culture and tradition and history of the Plateau tribes. We have representatives from 13 tribes out to share their history and culture with us. And then we have natural resource education. So there's just those two beautiful mix of outdoor ed, and we're excited to share it.
How many people are you expecting on Saturday, which is for anybody and anybody who wants to come out and enjoy it? How many, any idea, any estimate?
We're going to be ready for 2,000 to 5,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
We're ready. We're practiced. We're ready. We've got parking for them. We're good to go. We'll also have some food trucks, so if people come out and they're hungry, know that we can take care of them.
With all the activities that we do, which is up to about 20 different activities, we've only had to change maybe a couple that were in the water activities, like Kids in the Creek, one of our most popular education activities, is not able to be done here, but all the rest really are. It's the magic of the fish hatchery, of course, when you're looking at Sleeping Lady Mountain and you're there on the Aboriginal grounds where all our Native Americans who participate in the Salmon Fest, this is their homeland.
I would like to say I'm an intrinsic part of Salmon Fest, and especially the Salmon Fest Native American encampment, where we bring elements, aspects of the Columbia River tribe's culture, heritage, and lifeways to Wenatchee. We bring a rare opportunity for all you folks out there in the public lands to see a structure like the long tent that's situated in back of us. These long tents rarely go up anywhere outside the reservation, and even within the reservation communities of the inland Northwest, it's rare to find these. Wenatchee is extremely lucky to see one of these community centers from the Nez Perce tribe called the Paniwas or the Wayas. That would be the Nimipu Temp, the Nez Perce language term for these community centers. Traditionally, this is where the structures that the people would live in for 3 months of the year, the winter months. To conserve heat, a practical reason, they're going to put them at the confluence, for example, the confluence of Aniat Stream with Columbia, Wenatchee River. Those are the warmest places in this. I know this, I'm an ecologist. Those are the warmest places in the landscape. And so these also all of a sudden in the winter months turn into learning centers, religious centers. You're downloading the culture, you're telling the coyote legends, and it's because the rest of the year everyone's working their butt off. Salmon fishing, going into the landscape with a seasonal rounds collection and harvesting. So 3 months of the year when the snow's down, we're in this structure. In modern times, we still use these for death ceremonies, for weddings, for big social events where elders request them to come up. A lot of times, these were the original religious centers, okay? And at times of the year, for a week or so, they might turn into a medicine dance religious center.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Finally, Friday, Football Friday. It wasn't a bad day out there either. We did see a lot of those stubborn kind of mid-level clouds throughout the day. The Weather Service, I also thought they'd kind of clear out this afternoon. Really didn't do that. And you can see our camera shaking around a little bit. So we did have about a 10-mile-an-hour wind at times out there this afternoon. But all in all, the last day of summer, and it wasn't too bad. All right, as we get into the upcoming weekend, tomorrow a lot like today, maybe just a couple of degrees cooler. We're going to see plenty of clouds ahead of a big weather change that won't happen until the end of the weekend on Sunday. And that's when we will see a big increase in clouds and a good chance for late afternoon, early evening rain. And I'll tell you what, folks, that rain is going to continue into next week until about Thursday or so. We'll get to that in a second. But today's high temperature, as I mentioned, wasn't bad out there. 71 unofficially. 74 is where we should be for this time of year, and 90 That's our record high that was set back in 1966. 54 overnight low this morning, 51 is normal, and once again in the 30s for our record low. 39 degrees set in 1996. Sun came up this morning at 6:47 and will set tonight just before 7 now at 6:59. All right, let's get you into the weekend. Saturday's temperatures, lots of 71s on our map, and that goes for Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, Wenatchee, Entiat. We will all see 71. Also Chelan, warm spot Omak up to the north at 73, and then some cooler temperatures in the higher elevations tomorrow. Leavenworth, your high 69 degrees. All right, tonight we do expect partly cloudy skies. We'll call it high clouds out there. Just a little bit of a trough off the Washington coast, and that will bring some of that cloudiness our way tonight. We'll see low temperatures around 50 degrees. Getting you into Saturday. Happy first day of fall tomorrow, and it won't be a bad first day. Increasing clouds, as I mentioned. You can see that here, and you can see the area of low pressure that's really going to change our weather pattern by the end of the weekend. Highs around 70 tomorrow, and then look at this thing as it moves in on Sunday. It will bring a steady flow of clouds our way during the day, and this is we can expect during the afternoon, and then our evening hours, an even better chance for that, a 50% chance of rain, mid to upper 60s for high on Sunday. For Monday, here we go, 6 in the morning, going to be a wet commute as you head out the door. By 1, maybe a break or 2 in that rain, but by the time we get into late afternoon, it's going to redevelop and we could see some more showers. High temperatures Monday in the mid 60s. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. You can see our low is moving to the north, but still bringing a very wet flow into Washington. 40% chance of rain on Tuesday. High temperatures again into those mid 60s. And then for Wednesday, cloudy skies, lots of clouds and lots of rain showers. I think most of our rain, there you see it. That's your morning commute on Wednesday. Things will get a little bit drier as we get into the afternoon on Wednesday. Not going to be very warm, though, with high temperatures again, low to mid 60s. And then for Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. We will see just some scattered showers as we get into the end of the forecast. 30% chance of rain with high temperatures on the cool side, only in the lower 60s. All right, tonight 50 degrees, 71 with increasing clouds for Saturday. And then our rainy period begins Sunday night. 67 our high, rain likely Monday in 65. A 40% chance of rain on Tuesday in 66. Rain likely especially in the morning on Wednesday in 64. And then just a chance for scattered showers Thursday with a high then of 63. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi, this is Eric Granstrom, the NCWLIFE Channel Sports Director. While the teams are working hard, we're working hard to bring you 20 broadcasts this fall.
Over the middle, the ball is caught, and just like that, gets through everybody.
It's Eastmont.
To the end zone. Touchdown, Eastmont.
It's Wenatchee. Even Cashmere.
Killed by Nell. It's in. Good maneuver. Red footer. Go, 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 go.
Right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. There's a hint of fall in the air as September ages. Footballs will be once again flying throughout the region as prep season enters week 4 coming up tonight. The game we'll feature here on the NCWLIFE Channel has the Eastmont Wildcats celebrating homecoming against the Davis Pirates. Eastmont coach Michael Don says he's trying to blend the approach of homecoming with a mix of task at hand and letting the kids be kids.
Oh, absolutely. Homecoming week's always an adventure in itself. You always get scared on volleyball night when they're playing, and and it's not that the kid's going to get hurt because they're not athletic enough. It's because they don't play a lot of volleyball, and somebody's going to step under the net, and somebody's going to lose an ankle, or somebody's going to do something silly. And we made it out relatively unscathed. One of our JV guys hurt an ankle, which I tell the kids all the time, that's the one that's going to happen, and there it is. I used to ban them from playing in it, and I just got tired of fighting it, and I said, fine, go play. Please be careful.
Well, and also, you know, there's the halftime festivities, and you got players that are part of the royal court and things like that, so they don't even come in the locker room at halftime. You know, there's that dichotomy there that, okay, we need to make some adjustments, but then again, you got to go be a kid.
Yeah, no, and it is, and you know, we lose the adjustments. You don't get to make the halftime things. You get to talk to some of the kids, but you know, the ones who are on homecoming court are usually your varsity guys. They're the guys that you need, and you know, I think 5 of the 7 this year are football players, and it always seems like that every year. You know, we make up a large chunk of the homecoming court, and you know, it's always not the easiest thing to do on a football game, but you know, it's a high school experience, and it's what the kids do, and it's important to them and their parents. So, you know, you adjust the best you can.
Davis has already doubled its win total from a season ago with a 2-1 record. Don says Eastmont's defense needs to keep tabs on the Pirates quarterback and a talented young running back.
A real big group up front. Quarterback's a small kid, but he's been starter for a couple of years now, and they got a running back who's a sophomore who's already got a Division I offer. The kid's going to be special. You know, they've done a good job defensively this year. They've played really well and kept opponents off the scoreboard. I think they've only given up 21 points on the season, or 31, something like that. Not a lot, and they've done a really good job with that. And you know, we've just got to get going offensively and defensively, continue to do what we've been doing, and limit their 2 athletes in space.
Greg Schneider is the last of 4 brothers who have played for the Eastmont program. He says it'll be nice to finally have a home game.
I think our mentality is just go out there and play. I mean, it's the last home game pretty much. Yeah. So, because who knows how many we're going to get. Right. Because we don't know if the crossover game's going to be here, which is what we're looking forward to. Moses Lake, our last home game, that's going to be a fun one. Yeah. But we just got to take care of Davis here.
We'll talk about the Pirates and what you expect.
You know, they have a really good running back, 215, offer from Nevada, but he doesn't have anyone else surrounding him, but he's their guy. So our goal is just to take care of him and just seal the deal.
They got some big fellas up front to block for him too.
Yeah, their O-line is big. They lack speed for any pulls, but so we're going to match our big guys on their big guys, but they have a 6'4" wide receiver that, you know, is scaring our defense, but I think we can handle him.
Tune in for the pregame tonight, 6:30. Grant tonight will have your call right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Wenatchee, meanwhile, is on the road at Eisenhower tonight after falling against the Wildcats in the Bridge of Sportsmanship last Friday. Coach Scott Devereaux says they hope to get a lot of players back they lost to injury and illness a week ago.
You know, I thought our first drive was pretty solid. You know, we get down to the 1-yard line, we can't punch it in, and you know, we made some critical errors on that one play that cost us. I thought our kids fought the entire game. We started losing guys in that second half, made a big difference for us. But, you know, like I told the kids, you know, hey, the rest of the season is still in front of us. We're 0-1 in league, that's it. And 90% of life is how you respond to things that happen to you. And we'll see how we respond tomorrow.
The Cadets are winless so far in 3 games, and Devereaux says this may be an opportunity for the Panthers to get healthy offensively.
I like our chances. You know, Ike is struggling a bit like us. They haven't quite hit their groove offensively, and defensively they're giving up a lot of points. We see some definite things we can take advantage of, and, you know, that's the plan. We're going to take what they give us. You know, we've got still some rotating parts on the O-line, especially with some guys who have been out this week, have made it tougher. But I think we're starting to come together a little bit up front.
After facing similar offenses the past couple of weeks, linebacker Connor Christensen says they're looking forward to lining up against a different look.
They're going to pass a lot more than Eastmont did. I mean, Eastmont runs that wing tee, and we've seen two wing tee teams in the last 2 weeks. It's a bit of an adjustment, but I think we're going to do well with our DBs and our linebackers and their pass drops. And their linemen don't pick up pressures very well coming from the linebackers, so I think it's important that we get pressures from the D-line, and that opens up opportunities for linebackers to go get sacks, and even the linemen to get sacks too. So linebackers, they got to know every position on the field and know what everyone's doing, and pre-snap you're communicating 100%, and yeah, just telling your teammates, just talking with them and communication is very, very big on that end of it.
Wenatchee kicks off at Eisenhower tonight at Zeffel Stadium at 7 o'clock. Also, Moses Lake has a non-league game tonight in Central Valley. West Valley is hosting Sunnyside. And turning to the CWAC, Ephrata is hosting East Valley at 7 o'clock. Ellensburg's on the road at Grandview. Othello visiting Sela, and Prosser, by the way, on the road at Aberdeen here tonight. Caribou Trail League still has non-league games on the schedule. Omak's hosting Deer Park at 6. Tenaskeet's at Chelan at 7, while Cascade is as west of the mountains at Granite Falls. Cashmere visits Toppenish, and Brewster takes on Quincy. For the Bees tonight, Aniat plays at Pateras. Bridgeport visits Oroville. Soap Lake hosts Waterville Mansfield. Okanagan travels to Chewelah to face Jenkins. Lake Roosevelt is at Liberty of Spangle, and Manson is on the road at Highland. Les Schwab Prep girls soccer scoreboard last night. Quincy beat Brewster 5-2. Cascade clocked Omak 6-1. Cashmere shut out Chelan 3-0. Okanagan peppered Pateras 8-1. Manson got by Oroville 3-2. Slate of games tomorrow starts at 11 a.m. with Quincy at Lake Roosevelt. Bridgeport hosts Omak, and Tenaskeet visits Kettle Falls. Ephrata hosts East Valley at noon, while Okanagan is at Unalaska. 1 o'clock games have St. George's at Brewster. Wenatchee's hosting Davis in the Apple Bowl. West Valley visits Lions Field in Moses Lake. Eastmont dunked Davis and Eisenhower in the pool yesterday, and girls swimming sinking the Pirates 123-31 and calming the Cadets 132-68. Big Nine held its first cross-country meet in Wenatchee yesterday, with the West Valley winning on both girls and boys sides. Wenatchee girls were third, while the Wenatchee boys finished second. It was a busy night in prep volleyball last night, with Wenatchee sweeping Davis 25-15, 17, and 21. West Valley bounced back with a sweep of Moses Lake 25-12, 14, and 23. Other action, Ephrata topped Othello 3-1. Chelan got by Cashmere 3-1. Omak swept Cascade 3-zip, and it was the same story for Okanagan over Liberty Bell, Oroville over Bridgeport, Manson downing Lake Roosevelt, and Aniat getting by Wilson Creek. Quincy hosts its annual volleyball tournament tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Tons of teams in town for that, including Brewster, Cashmere, Aniat, Ephrata, Lake Roosevelt, Liberty Bell, Okanagan, Tenaskeet, and Waterville Mansfield. The Western Hockey League welcomes the Wenatchee Wild to the fold in its inaugural game coming up tonight. Wenatchee plays host to the Portland Winterhawks at the Town Toyota Center. They'll drop the puck at 7. The defending WHL champion Seattle Thunderbirds are in town tomorrow for a game at 6. Well, the Mariners' push for the postseason hits high gear this weekend in Arlington. Seattle begins a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers. That's on right now on Root Sports Northwest. Two teams tied in the division and in the wild card playoff chase. Bryce Miller towing the rubber for Seattle, while Dane Dunning goes for the Rangers in Game 1 tonight. None of the top 3 teams in the American League West were in action last night, so Houston remains atop the division, a half game in front of both the Mariners and Rangers. Angels beat the Rays 5-4. The Tigers topped Oakland 7-3. Yankees beat Toronto 5-3 to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Blue Jays are just a half game in front of Seattle and Texas for the second wild card playoff spot. Well, Central Washington kicks off the college football weekend in Monmouth, Oregon tomorrow. Their game at Western Oregon kicks off at 1:05. 21st ranked Washington State faces a stiff test at home against 14th rated Oregon State. That'll kick off tomorrow at 4 o'clock on Fox. 8th ranked Washington is home against Cal. That's at 7:30 tomorrow night on ESPN. Eastern Washington is on the road at UC Davis. That kicks off at 7 on ESPN+. And the Seahawks wrap up our Northwest football weekend Sunday at Lumen Field against the Carolina Panthers. 105 game can be seen on CBS. That's a look at sports news. Have a great weekend and be safe and sane. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great weekend.
Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kunz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCWLIFE channel.